the craving to merge with a girlfriend as the first sign of a breakup. Why does the split happen? Today, about the problems of objectively excellent men, athletes, achievers, and just handsome guys. For some reason, it often seems that if nature gave us Brad Pitt's looks, everything with girlfriends would be fine, and vice versa. In reality, being an average man with a decent image is far better than being the standard of male beauty. Yes, of course, appearance matters, image matters, but it works most strongly only at the acquaintance stage. With conscious behavior, you arrive at quality, which in relationships is far more important than quantity. With an objective assessment of their appearance, men sometimes have to compensate for their looks with other things, and they handle it well. With highly attractive looks, many men don't bother with behavior at all. Most often, they appeal to girlfriends of lower objective level, but the number of such girlfriends is large enough for a man to consider himself attractive. Most often in these stories, the girlfriend doesn't have strong significance for the man, so he's usually in a strong position. If you think a man in a strong position is boundlessly happy, you're very mistaken. Balance gives the feeling of happiness in a relationship. A strong position does not. What does a man want? He also wants to love the other person, but in a strong position that's most often impossible. The other person becomes controllable, and over time no longer interesting at all. That's how heartbreakers are born, walking through life trying to love, but with girlfriends objectively below their level, they're bored. And when they meet a girlfriend of their own level, they want to merge, and so they pour themselves out further, ultimately getting a breakup. This channel I run is not only about breakups and restoring relationships, but about the mistakes we make without even realizing it. Merging in a relationship. The craving to merge is very selfish. We don't want to merge with a homeless person collecting bottles, but we gladly want to merge with a girlfriend next to whom we finally feel like a man. What is the basic nature of this merging? A very simple example. Working in a team. Ultimately, there's always the question of how to split the money. Speaking of a male team, the one working the most has no problem with payment for work done, while the person objectively putting in less effort wants to split it equally. We're a team. The example clearly demonstrates the essence of merging and shows why in relationships, most often one person wants merging and the other doesn't at all. The craving to merge makes you do really unpleasant things that ultimately destroy your personality. And losing yourself, you lose everything. You meet a girlfriend who is objectively a level higher. But you've had stories before where girlfriends clung to you and didn't want to let go. Of course, your pride grows, and now you realize you've met the one who fits. You don't ask the question, do I fit her? Doesn't matter, because you've never had problems with that before. After all, anyone would be happy next to me. That's when problems start, because the relationship develops, but somehow everything stalls. You can't understand that this girlfriend didn't particularly value you. That item is absent from your search results. And instead of your steps being aimed at growing your own significance, you just think she doesn't understand that you need her. And then you start making mistakes. The mistake we're talking about is merging. You take two baskets and go mushroom picking with your girlfriend, and you realize she doesn't see where the mushrooms grow. Afraid she won't like the time spent with you, you start filling her basket with mushrooms, you find yourself. You do it subtly, and in the end, yours is almost empty, and hers is heaping. It doesn't really bother you because you see both baskets as common, and basically don't care who has more and who has less. So after about 5 trips picking mushrooms like this, the girlfriend gets the feeling that she's dragging you along, putting a lot of energy into collecting mushrooms, filling a whole basket, and you split it equally and eat together. She doesn't see that you're filling her basket because you do it subtly. In the end, she tries to separate hers and yours. You see this as distancing, so you agree, but you still try to help her so she doesn't learn the whole truth. She sees that you're ultimately starving, so out of pity, she of course feeds you, but then tries not to go mushroom picking with you anymore. This is life. You don't see a desire to merge with you from the girlfriend, though you've seen it before in other stories, and it seems to you something is broken. But when a girlfriend doesn't merge with you, it's excellent, provided the relationship is in balance. Maintaining balance and not merging with the other person makes relationships happy, because merging is precisely what brings relationships to imbalance. Remember relationships where the girlfriend wanted to make yours into ours. You got tired of such relationships fairly quickly because your freedom is limited by the other person, and then the person becomes an obstacle to your own happiness. They exist only within your personality, and you realize they're not your equal. You become disappointed and ultimately say, feelings left. In all the stories where you got tired of this, it seemed to you the other person just wasn't the one. And in the ones where you want merging, you notice the other person doesn't want it, and you genuinely don't understand why. After all the girlfriends before only dreamed of merging with you. A person's agency. By separating yours from theirs, you stop being as self-sacrificing as you were before. I can reveal a secret. Anyone can leave, no matter how many iPhones, cars, and apartments you gave. No matter how dependent on you a woman is, you can still become an obstacle to your own happiness. No matter how much all the girlfriends in the world value you, this particular girlfriend may not value you and genuinely not understand what others saw in you. Every person has their own thoughts, which manifest in behavior, not words. When you pick mushrooms and the girlfriend picks berries, you can share a table for two, giving mushrooms and receiving berries. But you shouldn't consider everything the other person has as jointly yours in a relationship. It's joint only to the extent the other person is willing to share it with you. And any manipulations like, here's a big mushroom, I'm giving it to you, but from what you gathered, I'll take half, only damage your significance. A person will share theirs as long as yours is interesting to them. And if all that's left of yours is a chicken leg, don't resent feelings that went somewhere. Fill your baskets and let the girlfriend fill hers, and share. Share. But only when she shares with you. If she no longer needs mushrooms, they stay with you, and you can eat them. And you shouldn't humiliate yourself to beg the girlfriend for what you once helped her collect, hoping she'd appreciate it. She won't appreciate it because it's already hers, not yours. You're a person, and if you interested the other person, it's your personality. Don't turn yourself into a resource, because if it's the resource that's interesting, then the moment there's no more resource, the interest disappears too.